If you're wondering why we all have a stank face on right now to begin this show, all you have to do is ask Josh, the bar manager here at Mike's Hole in the Wall. Here's a word to the wise. If he asks you to do a shot of Malort with him, do not do it.
Just leave.
Leave the area.
I love this place
so much,
but I do not love that shot. Absolutely terrible. With that being said, welcome to Chat It Up Sports. You can find us wherever you find your podcasts at Chat It Up Sports, all over social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, all that good stuff, whatever social media platform. Don't forget TikTok as well. We want to try to start going live on TikTok. I'm Greg Lauder. Next to me, my man, Mickey Malcolm Harris, a.k.a. 1-7.
What's up, 12?
And then producer Joseph, a.k.a. JG, hanging with us here for, I just made that up.
We love JG, bro.
JG, the college football guru, all the good things. We're hanging with you again at Mike's. It's another Thursday Night Football. We've got some college football on right now. Kyle McCord for Syracuse cannot stop throwing interceptions. He's thrown 3 in the first quarter.
Yeah,
Two of them have gone for touchdowns.
Yeah.
So 2 pick sixes.
Yikes.
It's tough out here for Honda McCord, man.
It sure is. Honda McCord.
It's no wonder why Ohio State dipped in the portal real quick.
I saw a video, the first pick six he threw, and the caption was Ohio State fans just immediately started sweating. Like, it's just PTSD. Poor Kyle. I had high hopes for him, man, but it's
look, he's been good other than tonight. Tonight's been bad.
For Syracuse, he's been great.
19 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He's thrown 3 tonight.
Yes.
So, hate it, but hopefully.
We're still in the first quarter. A lot of time left. A lot of time left for him to not throw picks, potentially, maybe, possibly. Yeah. Well, also a lot of time for him to throw more picks. So that kind of goes both ways.
I was going to say, it's can't get much worse, but he could continue to throw interceptions. They're probably going to do a lot of running the football. Again, only down 17 at this point in the first quarter. I say only, but it is what it is. We got Thursday Night Football. We actually have a really good matchup tonight. Vikings and the Rams going off tonight. So Cooper Kupp,
some star power back, man.
The Rams all of a sudden are back.
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys something just out the gate?
Yeah, go.
Boom.
Go for it.
Wide receiver duo that you would rather have?
Wide receiver duo that I'd rather have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jettas and Jordan Addison, Cooper Kupp, and Puka Nacua.
I'm gonna take JJ and Jordan Addison.
Yeah.
Simply because I feel like Justin Jefferson stays healthy more often than Cooper, and Jordan Addison I feel like is kind of on par with Puka. Well, maybe Puka's slightly better, but
way better.
I think the gap from how much healthier Justin stays versus Cooper makes up the gap between how much better Puka is than Jordan Addison.
I like that explanation. G, what about you, sir?
Jeez Louise. If you take health out of the equation, I'm going to go Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. But with what Joseph said about the health, health is wealth a lot of times.
Yeah.
It is it's hard to excuse guys that aren't on the field. They're like pick guys that aren't constantly on the field.
Yeah.
But if we're just talking like pure talent, JJ obviously is the top talent in that 4 group.
For sure.
But you talk about the other 2. It's not too long ago. We're talking about Cooper Kupp possibly being the best wide receiver in the NFL.
Yeah.
So
Triple Crown winner not too long ago.
And what Puka Nacua did last year, it burst onto the scene. Jordan Addison has got talent, but I haven't seen him do anything close to what Puka Nacua or Cooper Kupp did. So I would go Cooper and Puka.
It's crazy that we're actually going to agree on something. It's starting to become a common thing.
Yeah, love it.
I'm just over here on this.
Yeah, you're on your
I'll take it. I'll take my island.
Stand on your island.
I think Jordan Addison has nothing but talent. I do, but I really do think Puka Nacua is going to be one of the best receivers in football. Like, he can be in that tier 1 class based off of what I saw last year. So give me Puka and Cooper Kupp, a duo for now.
Okay.
For now.
Oh, for now. Until speaking of, boys, we got a question. We got immediate question in the live chat from Buffalo Live. Who made the most impactful move? The Chiefs, the Jets, or the Bills? What we're referencing is DeAndre Hopkins to the Chiefs, Devontae Adams to the Jets, and Amari Cooper to the Bills. Who do you think, in your opinion, has made the most impactful move?
This guy hasn't played meaningful football in a very long time, but I think he's been going at about 30%. Give me D-Hop with Kansas City. I don't think D-Hop has been trying since he's been in Arizona when they were 8-0. I love all three of the moves are amazing fits. And I know Greg's going to go into one of them, but give me D-Hop and Pat Mahomes finally having a premier receiving talent. Thank you so much, Cam.
Oh, Cam got me
Shout
one
out to
too.
Cam to go.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you to Cam. We got some water.
I needed some lemon and some lime in my life.
Just stick that lemon straight in your mouth, dude. It'll get rid of that taste.
Yeah.
Promise. That what we're referencing is earlier in the show when Greg talked about the worst shot we've ever taken. The boys had ordered some water with lemon because Josh at Mike's had said that taste will sit with you for about 3 hours. So immediately Greg and Malcolm were like, we're not going to deal with that. So straight on the lemon train, and I get it. It's a good way. It's a good way to cleanse the palate.
Yeah, it is.
It's better. It's better because it's the aftertaste is what was getting.
It's rough, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I'm over here and I'm just I'm on my island. I'm suffering on my island. It's rough out here, dog.
Yeah.
You're a warrior, Joseph.
I listen.
Warrior.
True champion.
You can say that. I'm a dog, but I'm also kind of an idiot for dealing with it. Like,
well, you got a natty, so you're all right.
Yeah,
Two of them now. Yeah.
I got one on the way.
There you go.
Don't even worry about it. You do too. Honorary.
All right, so my pick between the best move, D-Hop to the Chiefs, Devontae to the Jets, Amari to the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, yeah.
One team was very, very devoid of a wide receiver talent, any wide receiver talent. The most impactful move is Amari Cooper going to the Buffalo Bills.
Wow.
I'm with you, brother.
100%.
100% with you.
I mean, they needed that. Khalil Shakir, Keon Coleman, Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox. It doesn't jump off the page at me. Yeah, they needed an alpha wide receiver. They needed a number one wide receiver. I love Devontae. I love Aaron. The offensive line is going to be the issue there in New York, technically in New Jersey. So I don't care if you have Devontae Adams, Randy Moss in his prime, DeAndre Hopkins in his prime, and Jordy Nelson in his prime. If Aaron doesn't have time to throw the football at 40 years old, you can put whoever you want out there, wide receiver. It's really not going to matter if he doesn't have time to throw the football. He's been a little off his mark anyways, and he is dealing with a lot of injuries right now, a lot of nagging injuries from consistently getting hit. Everybody wants to talk about how he's off the mark lately. He is a little off the mark because he's getting so banged up every single play.
I think he needs to sit for a game. Just a heel.
Who's their backup?
Tyrod Taylor.
Oh, yeah, Tyrod Taylor.
Very competent backup. You all right?
Yeah, I shaved today, and I just didn't realize that I had some little hairs on my shirt.
It's all right, but you look gorgeous.
Thank you. We had to get camera ready,
Yeah.
Camera
Fresh and
ready.
clean, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
I shaved my head a little bit. I had some whiskers up top.
Yeah, it felt good. Like I said, it was bald and beautiful. Yeah. So it's got to be Amari.
I'm with you. And for the same reasons. I like Devontae moving to the Jets was one of those things that, and I mean, Garrett called it back before the season started. We all kind of felt like this was a move that was going to be made. We all had that inkling where it was like, if anything's going to happen in the season, we feel like it's going to be this. Garrett just hit the nail on the head with that. So Amari Cooper going to the Bills is not only good for the Bills, it's also good for Amari Cooper. It gets him out of a rough situation in Cleveland where you are I would say an upper echelon wide receiver. He's not maybe not a top 10 wide receiver one, but he's an upper echelon. Hey, what's up, Levi? Levi, we appreciate you stopping by the live show, brother. What's up, man? I'm gonna have to slide the camera out of the way.
Yeah,
I think so.
Just a little bit. Oh no, wait.
You gotta move up a little bit more. Oh boy. Nice.
What's on Mike's menu tonight, boys? Garrett Tolley in the chat, boys.
Garrett Tolley's in the chat? What's up, GT?
I mean, for me, brother, it's probably, I'm just the wings with the Mike sauce. That's hard to beat. That's consistent for me. I'm going to stick with that.
Didn't we get Wilbur last time? Wilbur's the move.
Was that the mix? Oh yeah. Okay. I always get those flipped.
Yeah.
Okay. The Wilbur sauce. Yeah. Wilbur sauce is goated. I'm going to go with the Wilbur sauce. So.
All right. Me too. With the Wilbur sauce.
I'm going straight classic, Mike's. Shout out to GT, by the way, man. Miss and love you as well. And baby Mina, of course, is somewhere near and dear to our hearts.
Yep. Somewhere.
They just play Promiscuous in here, GT, and I'm thinking about you. No diddy.
Why?
No diddy.
You want me to go slide the camera?
Yeah.
Or at least tell her she's got to move out
Here,
the way.
you can pull it out just a little bit, and we'll stall for a second.
Filibust a little bit.
Yeah. There we go.
Somehow that's actually better-ish. Yeah, looks
Yeah. Much.
fantastic. We
Yeah,
can't see as
I
much
mean,
of the
listen,
big board, but
We try to work around the people at Mike's. You know, they're
do.
still a business. They're an establishment.
Yeah,
we
it's,
just,
it's
you know,
about them.
yeah, the hospitality that they show us, we got to show them a little love and let their patrons have their space. So,
absolutely.
but anyways, back to the moves that the Buffalo had referenced. I'm with you. I think the Bills getting Amari Cooper is huge because I don't know if, and maybe you guys would disagree with me, I wouldn't say that Amari would fill the void that Stephon left, but maybe Amari and Keon could fill that void in terms of production, them together, because Keon's kind of come on as a receiver. He's still a rookie. He's still got room to grow. You obviously you assume he'll improve as the season goes on.
Absolutely.
There's no guarantee, but you assume that. So I think that the Bills signing a true wide receiver one elevates them to a deep playoff run team in terms of a maybe first round playoff exit team in the way that their current wide receiver core was constructed.
There's something that's happened right now, and I'm just going to flat out say it. There is a two-man race for MVP right now in the National Football League. The quarterback for the Buffalo Bills is one of them. Josh Allen has so many.
If you say Sam Darnold is the other one, I'm going to lose.
No. Sam Darnold is out of the MVP
Thank you.
race.
Thank
Unless something crazy happens tonight and he throws like 5 touchdowns.
you. It doesn't matter.
No. But
He could win comeback player of the year for sure.
yeah, I mean,
Don't give me MVP.
first month of the season, he was absolutely surgical, and you hated it because it's Sam Darnold in the Minnesota Vikings, and that's okay. He's tapered off, but Josh Allen has played turnover-free football. I mean, this guy, I think, has thrown like what, 1 interception or 0 interception.
I think he's at 0 right now, currently.
That's unheard of for Josh Allen through 6 weeks of football. Just
12 touchdowns, no interceptions.
that's crazy. So if he
big.
keeps up this pace, Josh Allen is going to get them to a Super Bowl. And the other guy is Mr. Action Jackson.
Woo!
Guys, I know his playoff mishaps with Pat Mahomes. This guy could win back-to-back MVP awards.
He can. 100%. And now, man, I mean, watching the game Monday night, if you're the rest of the league, how the hell did you let them get Derrick Henry?
I don't know, because you can't defend it now. You can't defend Baltimore now.
I mean, like, especially if you're Dallas, we all know the cap's not real.
It's not.
Like, it's a number and it's thrown out there, but it doesn't actually exist.
The Saints are negative $79 million in cap space.
Yeah, so you tell me the Cowboys couldn't have went negative 10 and signed Derrick Henry?
Yeah, it's franchise incompetence. That's what that is.
I mean, we're talking about Lamar Jackson as a potential MVP as well. I mean, with what Derrick Henry's doing within this offense, I mean, he's got literally he's got 200 more yards than anybody else that's close to him in the NFL.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's
He's for real.
insane what Derrick Henry's been able to do right now.
He is for real.
It's putting up real Ashton Genty numbers.
Kind of is.
No.
Kind of is.
Sorry. Just
Are you able to go tell our girl to like scoot up a little bit? Because
I'll probably just move the camera.
okay.
I
Yeah,
mean,
she's backing her way.
She's a
into that.
patron.
Yeah.
She's
Or something. Yeah. But it's kind of incredible that Jordan Mason is actually second in the NFL in rushing.
Yeah, but he is Mr. Get tackled at the 1. Like, it is crazy. They polled and saw, like, out of 32 running backs, he has been tackled at the 1-yard line like 5 times. So he's not the red zone threat that like a Christian McCaffrey or something
Probably needs
else.
to go a little bit
So,
more that way. A little more that way.
like
back towards Yeah.
so
If it can. Yes. I mean, he's not Christian McCaffrey.
and Christian McCaffrey is supposedly going to be back very, very, very soon.
Allegedly. I don't buy it, honestly.
Sorry, guys. We just doing a little live production. So
We love live production.
We do. I don't buy it.
Not for a second.
No.
Talking about Christian McCaffrey potentially returning here in a few weeks.
How many weeks? He hasn't
played this season.
He hasn't played this season?
Yeah.
What was his injury? A calf injury?
It was
I thought it was a calf.
It was like Achilles tendonitis or something crazy. It was something very muscle related that kept him out.
I could see him returning. Maybe.
I don't think there's a world where he doesn't return, as we're officially underway here for Thursday night football. So it's pretty exciting.
Just trying to look up and see when he may come back.
It was an Achilles
injury, yeah.
Man, I'll be knowing my stuff, y'all.
You got it. You're all over.
You were on point.
I was on point. Speaking of Achilles, I know this is completely off topic. Man, unfortunate news about James Wiseman. James Wiseman, he plays for the Indiana
Not where
Pacers.
I thought you were going.
Oh, where'd you think I was going?
I thought you were going to Deshaun Watson.
I mean, we can go there and stop at Achilles train with Deshaun Watson first.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier in the week.
How do you guys feel?
Yeah, I mean, it honestly might be better for Cleveland. I'm not rooting for anybody to get injured, but just the way that Cleveland had been playing and how it didn't really seem like anybody was playing incredibly hard for Deshaun Watson. Maybe they'll start to play a little more, harder for Jameis Winston.
You do not think – well, excuse me. I do not think, rather, the Cleveland Browns are never going to sign a major free agent ever again.
I don't think that's true. I think they just –
No, and it's not even the Deshaun
They
fiasco.
need to do their due diligence a little bit more.
No, it's not even that move. It's
you're talking about Odell Beckham. You're talking about Amari Cooper didn't do much.
Yeah, I think it's that, but also the fans. The fans to react the way that they reacted is crazy.
Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy. So,
yeah, a lot of injuries for the 49ers. Obviously, Ayuk going out for the season with torn ACL, MCL, all that good stuff. It's the 49ers. We got to talk about them a little bit. Without Brandon Ayuk and Christian McCaffrey going down, I wouldn't consider them a power in the NFC.
They will not be back to the Super Bowl. That's done.
I mean, at this point, they'll be lucky to make the playoffs, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think that they're very hurt. I mean, you talk about Kittle. He's now hobbled. Guys, Brock Purdy is starting to look like a 7th-round pick.
Yeah.
I'm just
that's
being honest.
what happens when you don't have all those incredible weapons.
Yeah. So if I'm San Francisco, I'm looking in the draft. I am. I'm not signing Brock Purdy to a $200 million deal.
Oh, absolutely not.
That can't happen. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep this team together, keep this defense together, and I'm going to take my chances and go get a signal caller, whether it be a guy you can probably get at 15, 20. I think Carson Beck is the perfect guy for that offense.
Listen, Carson Beck and the Kyle Shanahan offense. I mean, I'd like to see it, but I don't know, man. Can Carson really give you – I mean, I think I could say that Carson could give you more options than Brock Purdy could.
I think he can do everything is asked of him.
I think he can do everything that Brock Purdy is currently – well, I don't know. Brock's kind of mobile. Brock's a little more mobile than Carson is.
You don't need that in a Kyle Shanahan offense. I mean, I'm looking at Matt Ryan, who – I mean, statue.
That's fair. That's fair.
And just absolutely carved up defenses with a strong running game, which I'm sure they'll address, and still have Christian McCaffrey, and now really a two-headed monster with Jordan Mason.
And don't forget, Elijah Mitchell's still there too.
So really, you have a stable.
Yeah, you do have a little stable there.
You have a stable
in San Francisco. Yeah, it's really interesting. I guess since we're talking about the NFL, we might as well just kind of talk NFL, and then we'll make our way to our core 4 college football picks.
It's perfect.
All right.
Sure, go for it.
Mickey and I were talking about this on Hits 96 with our man Gino D. The slate this week, not fantastic.
I mean, that's bound to happen.
No, it's not great. We got a pretty good Thursday night football game, especially if the Rams can keep up. And Matt Stafford, Puka Nacua, and Cooper Kupp can do something against also Kyron Williams can do something against this Brian Flores defense, which I know you absolutely gush about.
I'm a fan.
You are a big fan.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Puka Nacua, though.
Speaking of Puka, he's
he's
already getting production.
Oh, yeah. We love it. We love to see it.
To me, the really only game that I am interested in watching outside of the Packers would be the Eagles at the Bengals. Talked about it on Hits 96. Both these teams now have their weapons back. They have a full complement of weapons.
Yep.
Burrow starting to play a lot like non-Sam Bradford. Like,
I'll be on the record to say I was wrong. I'll tell you. I was wrong.
I didn't think you were going to admit that.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, I'll do it. Joe Burrow has been absolutely incredible.
He's been the only reason that the Bengals have been.
He's just on a really bad football team with two guys. It's him and his two shooters, and that's it.
And
and they're going to battle every single week.
And Trey Hendrickson's pretty good.
He's going to get traded.
Just from an offensive standpoint.
No, he won't get traded.
I think you need to get value for him right now and help.
You can make the playoffs.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Joe Burrow is that guy. He's in the MVP consideration right now.
But you have to look at the teams that are in that division. They're not beating Pittsburgh.
They will beat Pittsburgh.
No way in hell.
Yeah.
TJ Watt is going to ruin that man's day.
No, he'll be fine.
Okay.
Joe Burrow will be good. The Pittsburgh Steelers will find some way to finish around 9-8.
I don't see that happening.
I don't know, man.
George Pickens
looked
like a freaking.
Give me a little bit more consistency.
George
It's had one good game.
Yeah, it's one game.
game.
It's one game, and
Russ, one game.
Yep, that's where I want to stay. It's one game. Russ looked great for one game.
You got to show me
the Jets.
consistency. Yes.
So
I'm sorry if George Pickens can do that against Sauce Gardner, which I know Sauce has been weird this year.
I mean,
I like his chances against anybody else in the league.
You know what they say, man. 50-50 balls, 150% of the time it's going to GP.
Come on now. What's Waffle House, George Pickens, 7-Eleven, the hospitals have?
Boys always open.
They always open.
They always open.
They always open.
No, I'm excited to see this matchup between the Eagles and the Bengals. Bengals really need this one. They have not won a game on their home turf yet this season, bro.
Is that a real stat, bro?
Real stat.
That's rough.
0-3. 0-3.
Interesting.
Playing on the road, they gotta find a way to win in front of their home fans. So that is an issue. We already sort of mentioned the Titans fire sale a little bit. DeAndre Hopkins to the Chiefs.
Yep. They traded the linebacker to the Seahawks.
Ernest Jones.
Yep.
Which Chase was incredibly excited about beginning of the year to get Ernest Jones to bolster that defense.
Great pickup by the Seahawks.
It is an absolute S show.
Yeah.
There in Tennessee, up in Nashville. It's bad.
What do you do with Calvin Ridley? Who's going to take that contract?
I think you just kind of have to ride it out.
Yeah.
Unless you really want to get away from Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
And you eat some of that money and you take a late round pick back.
I don't know who needs him. Dallas could use him. Dallas and CD and Calvin Ridley would really be a nice.
That would be nice.
Little tandem, but that's a lot of money.
How about Pittsburgh?
I don't hate that, G.
Yeah, to match up with GP.
I don't hate that, G.
Otherwise, who you got? Van Jefferson, Pat Fryermuth?
They're going to make a move. I just wonder where. Where are they going to make a move? So you said your games that you're looking forward to are going to be Philly and Cincy. What was your other?
That was it.
I mean,
I'm always going to be locked in on the Pack, but they're playing Jacksonville. So.
I owe you another apology. DJ Stroud got outplayed by Jordan Love. I'm apologetic today on
You're
this
very apologetic.
Thursday. And it sucks because my sports takes are normally spot on. Miggy takes, we love them. Why are we laughing, guys?
You said your sports takes are spot on, man. You called Joe Burrow, Sam Bradford.
And also said Colorado's going to win 8 games. Chase Green, and we'll be on the way, brother.
Listen, just because you're, 1 for 2.
We'll be on the way.
No, you also talked about how Philly was going to take care of New York in the basketball playoffs. How'd that work out?
Man, get out of here. Well, listen, that's Joel
Go New
Embiid's
York,
fault.
go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go.
They looked, Michael Bridges.
I don't want to. Hey, I'm talking about last year. We're talking about your takes.
Okay. All right.
We had one bad game against Boston where they went.
It wasn't a bad game.
Way go.
It wasn't
they
a
didn't
bad game.
play bad at all.
It wasn't a bad game.
Boston was on fire.
Yeah, I mean, 30.
Ring ceremony. They hit like 27 threes or some stuff like
29.
that. Insane. Absolutely insane.
My game of the week.
Okay.
We talked about this on Hits 96. Shout out to Gino.
Gino!
We love you, boy.
Yeah, we do.
I'm going, and I said this on the radio, but waiting all day for Sunday night. Dallas at San Francisco. Whoever loses this game, it's you can't come back from it. This is officially a playoff game atmosphere on Sunday night. Both of them need it bad. Dallas needs to win this football game. San Francisco desperately needs to win this football game. I think we're going to have a doozy on Sunday night. Did somebody just score for the Rams?
Did somebody? No, the Rams hadn't scored yet.
Okay. Oh, they're down there, though. Okay.
They are on like the 4. Yeah. The 5-yard line.
No, this is weird. I just scratched my eyeball is the best thing.
Yeah, both of those teams are bad, though, right now.
They're not good, are they?
No.
Oh, Kyron Williams.
Okay, cool. I heard this question posed on ESPN Radio earlier today, and I want to pose it to you guys when it pertains to the NFL.
Okay.
Is the Dallas Cowboys head coaching position the worst in the all of the NFL right now? Is there another job that is worse than the Dallas Cowboys?
No. Not even close.
I think it depends on the context of how you're asking, because like from a talent standpoint, you're in a much better position than several franchises, but you have to deal with Jerry Jones, which almost makes up the gap of the talent that you have. So you have to deal with Jerry. I don't know, man. Like, is dealing with Jerry worse than like
having Bryce Young as your quarterback?
It's a perfect segue, what I was about to say.
Having Bryce or Andy Dalton as your only quarterback options?
You have the expectations of the Kansas City Chiefs, but you have the trophy case of the Carolina Panthers.
Well, yeah, you don't really. Well, I mean, you have history at least.
Yeah.
What did they call the old days? The old days.
But their trophy cases look vastly different, if we're being honest. Recently, they're the same, but
recently,
actually, Carolina's probably looks better than Dallas's.
Brother, they haven't been to an NFC championship since I've been alive. I'm 30.
They've been the last time they were there, 95.
Okay,
Carolina's been to
I was
a Super
alive.
Bowl.
I was 1.
Carolina's been to a Super Bowl more recently than Dallas.
Yeah.
2 of them, actually.
So I was
with Jake Delhomme and Cam Newton.
Shout out to Cam.
Shout out to Jake Delhomme.
Put us on 4th and 1. I promise I'll make us eat. Sorry. Feeling myself.
So, yeah, to me, there's really not a worse job for what you said. I mean, you got to deal with Jerry Jones.
I mean, I get where you're coming from, because dealing with Jerry is, from what we've seen, almost unbearable. I mean, it's been a head coach. They've just cycled through head coaches, and it seems like it's the same story every year. They do pretty decent, and then they're losing the playoffs, and Jerry just wants to do it all. When in reality, it's like, Jerry, you should hire a GM.
But
let somebody take over.
I sympathize, though, with Cowboys Nation because Mike McCarthy won 12 football games last year. He has averaged 10 to 11 wins every single year he's been in Dallas. And it's just falling off the rails this year. And it's a shame. He's going to lose his job. There's no other way.
Well, this what I've said this before, and I will reiterate my point. Maybe this is actually the best thing for Dallas.
Why is that?
Because they always win 10, 11 games, 12 games, and they lay an egg in the postseason when they have expectations.
Yeah.
Maybe they sneak into the playoffs, they have no expectations, and they upset somebody.
You never know. I know one guy that needs to play better, though.
Who's that?
His name is CeeDee Lamb. If you own CeeDee Lamb on your fantasy team, it's been a travesty. CeeDee Lamb is not getting open. It's just not good.
Yeah, no, it's really bad.
Yeah,
it's really bad at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's a nice night, man. Shout out to Mike's Hole in the Wall. It's a beautiful scenery. It's a lot going on. We got our core 4 we'll get into in a little bit, but it's a good time.
What's standing out to you this week, Joseph? Anything in the NFL wise?
Man. You guys kind of covered it. I'm interested. I mean, Atlanta plays Tampa again for the second time.
Now, this division looks vastly different from the last time that we talked about it. Even on Monday when we were doing the show, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin out.
Yep.
That changes the game. Bucky Irvin now out. If y'all don't win this division now, fire everybody.
Finger looking good.
Fire everybody.
That's what
They don't win that division.
my man Michael Irvin. Yeah, we're good. Kirk
You
Cousins. Kirk Cousins had a bad game. We're due one.
That was a weird game.
It was weird. It was stupid because we would get to the 20 and it would just go to crap. Like it was weird.
Young Ways missing field goals.
Yeah, it was just a bad overall team loss. So yeah, I like our chances. Any notable headlines in the NFL that you guys are?
Can I ask another question about the schedule this week?
You can do as much as you want to.
All right. And since it's not a great slate, we talked about what games we're kind of looking out for. In your estimation, what is the worst game this week that you just will not turn on the TV for? If it comes on, I'd rather watch bowling on Sunday afternoon.
Well, you don't have to
on
look
ESPN.
Far. Are we going to say the same thing?
I was going to say Baltimore, Cleveland.
I was not going to say that.
I don't want to watch Baltimore just bury Cleveland in the state that they're in.
Respect it.
What is the worst game on the schedule for you?
Carolina at Denver is going to be awful. Bryce Young, Bo Nix, not trying to see that at all. I will definitely watch Love Island reruns.
I'd rather take another shot at Malort's than watch that game.
Oh, is that your game?
No, I would. Yeah, there's no chance I want that. Gross.
Yeah.
That game is booty cheeks.
And booty.
Flap 'em.
Straight cheeks, dog.
Flap them. Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible.
Shout out to What's Real Me.
Who?
What's Real Me?
Anyways, what were you gonna ask me?
I was just gonna ask what's any other headlines you have for tonight.
For the NFL, we can talk about that. Broncos. Josh Reynolds got injured in a shooting.
It's sad. It's unfortunate. I hate it for these NFL guys, man. They got to really take some precautions.
Minor injuries. He said it should be okay, luckily.
Yeah, but a shooting's a shooting, man.
I know.
That's awful.
I know. What's his name? Hassan Reddick back for the Jets. We'll see if that does anything to galvanize them a little bit from a defensive standpoint. Your boy, Jamison Williams, cheating out here, so we understand why he's so good this year. I get it. PEDs.
2 games, though.
Yeah.
That's odd. It's normally
that's
4
the
or
NFL.
6.
That's the NFL.
Why 2 games?
Because they want you to just come back and play.
But it's not out of your system in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Depends on what it was. I mean, we really don't know. Like, he could have taken some kind of pre-workout.
Yeah.
Like, we really don't know what he took that violated. So it could have been a laundry list of things.
Absolutely. I'm really anticipating, and I know it's already been seen, but Russell Wilson looked really good. I want to see him on Monday night, albeit being the New York Giants, who stink. But can he do it again?
Against the Giants, you can.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, I believe so. His deep ball looked pretty good. Looked like classic Russ. I think it was great that Justin Fields played so well. It was like, hey, we don't have to rush this man back. I low-key do feel a little bad for Justin Fields, though, because he was playing some good football. Probably the best football of his career.
He was playing really good, man. He was doing everything that they asked him to do, and it felt like they were tailored the offense to Justin Fields, and you were having success doing that. Obviously, just on one game, it's just one game, but it looks like the ceiling for the offense is higher with Russ. So it's one of those things where it's like you feel bad for Justin, but it's just a business decision at the end of the day.
If I'm Justin, I am not playing another down. You know what I'm doing? I'm sitting and saying, hey, these games are my body of work. And a team like the Las Vegas Raiders, assign him to a $20 million a year deal.
I would like to see Justin Fields actually succeed in the NFL.
Well, go get him like Travis Hunter or something with that high draft pick. Go get him something. But Justin Fields is a starting
they had
quarterback.
Devontae, and they couldn't do bleep.
Well, Devontae wasn't trying.
He was trying. In the beginning, the first 2 years, he was trying. This year, not trying.
Yeah, but the writing was on the wall, though. I think that they need to just go get something.
I don't think Justin Fields is the savior for that franchise. Yes, make some picks.
Where do they need to go? in terms of
They need to just find a better quarterback, somebody who can carry that team. I don't think Justin Fields is the guy to carry that team.
I don't want Shador to go there, and I think he is. I would hate for that to happen.
Is there a possibility that the Raiders find a way to do what the Texans did a couple drafts ago? Take the quarterback, trade back up, and grab Travis Hunter.
I think
Shador and Travis.
I think it's absolutely on the table. They need to sell seats and tickets. That is a Vegas attraction. It feels like a movie script. They don't care about winning. You can buy a section in Allegiant Stadium for like 30 G's. They don't care about winning, I don't feel like.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I don't feel like you have to even try to put out a winner. Like, obviously, you're going to try to put out a winner, but, like, they can just throw a team out there and it's like, oh, it's the Vegas Raiders. And, like, people will show up because you're right. It is an attraction.
Yeah, it's Vegas.
It's like MSG. Like, people are going to show up to Knicks games whether they're awesome or whether they suck.
Because it's the
Because
allure.
it's the Garden.
Yeah.
It's New York City. Like,
Bro,
it's Vegas.
Couldn't say it more. That's such a good analogy.
So, yeah, if you want to go get Shador and then, like, sell the rest of the picks for Travis, go ahead.
Wow, we got a doozy for Thursday Night Football. What's
How do
your
you feel
thought
about it, Jay?
Yeah, I was going to say, you're pondering over here.
Yeah, you're looking.
Well, what I'm worried about from Travis is like what Travis is doing at Colorado is incredible. And obviously there's nothing else you can say about what he's doing, playing that many snaps. He won't play that many snaps in the NFL.
There's no way.
It's just not physically possible.
Yeah.
Like, you see some of these guys that are bigger bodied, more durable than Travis, and they can't even play that many snaps. So, to me, Travis is I don't want to say a package player because he's not that, but it feels like you're drafting him based on needs for one side or the other. You're not drafting him as a two-way player.
It leads into my next question just for you. You know college football better than 99% of the people out there. Are you placing him at receiver? Or are you going to place him at corner in the National Football
In the
League?
NFL?
Yeah.
It depends on who drafts him.
What if it's the Raiders?
Let's just go Raiders for
Wide receiver.
I think so. I think I'd put him at receiver if I'm the Raiders
Yeah.
because you've got an all-pro tight end as a rookie.
Travis Hunter and Brock Bowers would feed families.
That's a dynamic, dog.
And Michael Mayer on the other side.
That's a dynamic. The league's not ready for that dynamic,
with
baby.
Shador and Zeus White, which Zeus White needs to get it together.
You're at least gonna accomplish your job
You
as
talking
a
about Zamir
Vegas
White?
franchise.
Terrible.
Terrible.
He's bad. He's not neither of those running backs are your running back in the future. You need to figure that out.
Yeah. I like that plan. I think they need to go to Vegas. I would say that.
I mean, that would provide some juice for Vegas.
Yeah, and because the thing, there's no expectations. You're playing Patrick Mahomes twice. You're playing Justin Herbert twice. And you're playing a Broncos team that, for some reason, looks really good.
I wouldn't say really good.
Defensively.
They're serviceable.
I picked them up defensively a couple of times, and they haven't been fantastic.
Well, I saw the Saints game, and Spencer Rattler. Rest in piss, Bozo.
Well, speaking of quarterback play, I guess Sam had heard the beginning of the show when we were talking shit about him.
Yeah,
Because he's 8 for 8 for 97 yards and 2 tutties.
you were. And I told you. 5 touchdowns, he's back in the MVP race.
He's
boy's
almost
balling.
halfway there in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And guess who has the touchdowns? Nobody of any
Oh,
relevancy.
that's how they do, man.
Trent Shearfield Sr. and Josh Oliver.
There's some sicko out there whose life changed tonight.
There's somebody who bet on them.
Somebody out
There's
here.
somebody that placed Josh Oliver as first touchdown
Yeah,
and just
it is just 100,000 up.
raked it in, dog.
100,000 up. Shout out to them wherever they're.
Craziness.
Do you guys want to? I know we're on NFL. Want to stay here really quick? We just mini 5-pack and just get it out the way.
Sure.
Oh, dude, let's do it.
Yeah, why not?
So I'm looking at this first game. G, it's your game of the week. Going Philadelphia at Cincinnati. How we feeling?
As much as I love the Bengals, they've been atrocious at home. And I'd like to think that they're going to win a game, find a way to win a game at home at some point. But I do not think it'll be this week, unfortunately. The Eagles' offense is too good when I have all the complement of the weapons. On paper, their defense is awesome. The Eagles' defense should be really, really good. Played pretty good against the Giants last week. Saquon ran all over them. The Bengals' defense not very good. My heart says Joe B because I love Joe Cool. But my head says, hey, take the Eagles. This was like week 1 Packers-Eagles. I'm like, my heart says Green Bay, but my head's telling me Philly, so I'm going to go Philly.
I love that pick. What about you, Jack?
I'm going to go on the other side, man. I'm going to go with Joey B. I'm going to go with the Bengals in a must-win game. They're 0-3 at home. There's no better time to reignite the fan base, get back on track than to beat a team like the Eagles at home. Give me Joey B and the boys pulling one over Jalen Hurts.
Both of these teams are hot right now. I think
remind me of you.
Oh my! This is going to be a high-scoring affair. But I want you to give me Philadelphia. I mean, this Bengals team is just not good overall defensively. Offensively, they're great. Joey is going to play outstanding football, and I expect T. Higgins has been on a heater. Jamar Chase is the main attraction, so give me Philadelphia over Cincinnati, which leads us into our next game. Apparently, Tyreek Hill said to start him in fantasy, tune up the band. We're back, baby. We got
Is
Arizona.
Tua even back this week, like officially?
I believe he's trending to play. I believe so.
I think he's back.
It hasn't officially been stated, but that is what reports are saying, that he is probable to play. So Arizona, Kyler Murray taking on.
He did turn in a full practice on Thursday.
Yep. So he's trending to play.
Trending to play.
So we got, and he's not wearing a guardian cap,
Which is kind of dumb.
that is the stupidest thing you could do.
I don't care how it looks.
Wear the cap, man.
Yeah.
It reduces your. Go ahead.
I have a thought.
Yeah.
I don't know if this to be true, and I could be completely off. And if there's any, by chance, any NFL player listening, or a college football player listening, you can tell me that I'm dead wrong about this. But I wonder if there is a kind of a conception about players wearing the guardian caps and being like, for less
Soft.
Yeah, I was gonna say, for less of a better term, soft or a wussy.
I think you are going to see them mandatory for certain positions
Yeah.
in the next 5 years. Really, I think offensive linemen are going to have to wear them. Because you have to think, every time you're in the trenches, it's like a car crash.
Yep.
And it happens over and over and over. Eventually, man, I mean, your body can't handle that. So I think it's smart. I think Tua should be the poster child for it. I think it would be cool for somebody to take the lead on that. So yeah, that's just my thoughts.
Yeah, for sure. I think so too.
Yeah.
So
We're live right now. We have
looking at
Oh man, that goes
we
the
have
water.
a
It's okay.
QR code on the
it's
table.
okay.
So we're gonna go our
Yeah, we
next
can
our
keep
next
going.
game
Yeah,
is the Miami Dolphins.
yeah, Arizona, Miami Dolphins. I'm gonna take Arizona on this, man. I really do think Marvin Harrison Jr. needs to get more involved. Love James Conner. He's been playing with a lot of great pace this week. I also think that Miami, Tua, still fully not healthy, not doing his thing. So give me Arizona over Miami.
Arizona is absolutely cheeks. Second cheeks reference tonight. Marvin Harrison Jr. has not been very good. He's about to get a tough assignment with Jalen Ramsey. Two is back. Waddle and Tyreek Hill are back.
Waddle has not got loose yet, bro.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, the quarterback situation is not good.
It's been
So,
awful.
I mean, him and Tyreek have been really, really bad, like unstartable anywhere. So when it comes to this matchup, I'm gonna roll with that offense being back. Mike McDaniel's gonna be in his bag with his quarterback back. If he does not get hurt, I'm gonna go with the Dolphins. As long as he stays on the field for the entirety of the game or most of the game, I'm going with the Dolphins.
Love it.
At home.
Love it. Jay, you got to be
Jay?
our tiebreaker. What's up, baby?
I think I'm going to roll with the Dolphins.
Okay.
I'm a little worried about Tua in his first game back, looking kind of shaky, but Tyreek Hill is just not seeing the same level of production with Tua out. So I think him knowing Tua is going to come back, he's going to be hungry. He's going to be like, Tua, feed me the ball. And it's hard for me to go against, like G said, it's hard for me to go against that offense. So I'm going to roll with the Dolphins.
Love it. Love it. All right. Our third game out of 5. I think this has game of the week potential. Buffalo at Seattle.
With no DK Metcalf, no thank you. All Buffalo all
Is
day.
DK out?
He's probably not going to play.
Oh.
He's week to week.
Okay.
Easy Buffalo pick for me.
What about you, Jim?
I'm on the same. I'm with. Give me Buffalo. Give me Josh Allen. Amari Cooper. Game 2 in the system. I don't see any reason why Amari shouldn't eat. I'm gonna roll with the Bills.
We'll go ahead and sweep it out, man. Give me Buffalo as well.
Get the brooms out.
Taking the
three?
rookies. Yeah, that's 3. 3-piece.
Got 2 more. You're doing the math at home.
Chicago, the Bears, Caleb Williams, and Jaden Daniels. Is he playing?
He's not going to play.
Oh,
He's not
Marcus
gonna
Mariota, man.
Yeah, it's going to be Mariota. Give me the Bears
Jeez.
against the Commanders.
give me the Bears. I thought we were going to have some substance now.
Layup. You go with Mariota?
What are you doing?
You feeling
You're
saucy?
thinking. What do you got going?
I think I'm gonna roll with Mariota. I think I'm gonna roll with Marcus.
Feeling a little saucy like these Mike's
I
hole in the wall
think
wings
so,
in
man.
rotation?
I think they've got something figured out in Washington. I think they're riding the vibe. This is all vibes pick for me with the Commanders,
We
man.
love the vibes.
So give me Mariota to come in and take over while Jaden's on the sidelines and get a dub for the boys.
Vibes are high.
Last but not least, waiting all day for Sunday night. Give me. That sounded really all right.
That was all
That
right.
sounded. I mean, that was pretty good.
Appreciate it. Dallas at San Francisco. Fellas, talk to me.
I'm gonna let Jay go first on this one.
Oh, did you have to?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to,
I do want to. You haven't gone
dude.
first.
I mean, who
I like
gets up off the mat,
antagonizing.
man? This is a get up off the mat game. Who's going to stop right here and say, all right, this is the game where our season doesn't go off the rails? Between Dak and the 49ers, I mean, I know Ayuk's out. Do we know if Christian's back? Was that confirmed?
don't think so.
So we're
Christian
assuming that
is not
Christian's
playing.
not
I
back.
don't think he's gonna play.
I don't think he's playing. I think he's going to last one more
God,
week.
I don't know. I don't feel good about it because I picked them the other day and they lost. But give me Shanahan, man, to just outcoach Mike McCarthy. I'm going to roll with the 49ers.
I'll go next. I got
Okay.
you.
Okay, go ahead.
I got you. This game is really tough. And, dog, it's got to click at some point. Give me Dallas. I mean, the 49ers are really not what we're used to seeing. And I just think that CeeDee Lamb has to get loose at some point in time. And I don't think anybody on the 49ers sideline can check him one-on-one. So give me Dallas. It's going to be low scoring. I do think CeeDee does get loose, though.
So I get a chance to be the tiebreaker once again.
You do.
Well, no, not once again. I guess for the first time. So my tie-breaking vote. This team got absolutely annihilated, embarrassed, trounced in their last game. The Dallas Cowboys were embarrassed by the Detroit Lions. Plain and simple. I mean, it was terrible. So that being said, the Dallas Cowboys are also 3-0 when they don't play at Jerry World, which would mean they're 0-3 at Jerry World. They are on the road this week.
They are.
There's no Brandon Ayuk. I know he can't catch anyways now that he's got money.
Bro, what you said, say it again.
Brandon Ayuk cannot catch now because he's got money.
Bro, you're making the wide receiver market worse. Single-handedly. Go
It's
ahead, Jay,
atrocious.
I'm
I
sorry.
love Brandon Ayuk too. I think he's incredibly talented,
too,
but
bro.
it was an atrocious year for Brandon Ayuk. With that being said, Dallas Cowboys, as you mentioned, Mig, they got to figure it out at some point. I'm rolling with Dak. I'm rolling with CD. Rico Dowdle's going to score. Zeke might even fall into the end zone at some point. His big ass might fall into the end zone at some point. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be probably a little bit of an ugly game, couple of picks back and forth, but I'll roll with the Cowboys on the road.
All right.
Your point is very well taken, though. Shanahan's much better coach than McCarthy.
Yeah, I agree.
With that being said,
Is it time?
it is time.
Is it time?
I think it's time, Joseph.
It's
What is
college
it time
football
for?
time.
Woo, baby, it is time for the Core 4, and we are moving on to college football, baby. We have 4 games for you guys we're going to get into tonight.
By the way, before you get into the core 4, did want to mention Georgia and Tennessee both off this week.
Yeah. So
we're very non-biased this week.
Yeah, very bipartisan.
Very analytical. Very
demure.
getting deep in these games. No fading my own team to make myself feel better. No emotional backing of my own bets. So, but big game coming up. We don't like Florida. Go Dogs. Sorry. Anyways,
Go Billy Napier.
We're going into the core 4 this week. It's week 9 college football. We got 4 games for you guys. First game we're starting with, boys, Illinois. And Luke Altmaier and Brett Bielema are traveling out to Eugene to play the Oregon Ducks, the hot, recently number 1 ranked Oregon Ducks. How are we feeling, gentlemen?
This has all the making of Illinois going in there and winning that game in Oregon. Just because they're the number 1 team. They got the expectations now. I could just see them laying an egg. But am I going to pick Illinois? Absolutely not. Dylan Gabriel and those boys showed us what they're capable of against Ohio State. Now, again, I will say this. When it comes to Oregon, I would assume that they're not overlooking Illinois because Illinois is ranked 20th in the nation.
They're a
They've
good
got
team.
Michigan the next week at the Big House. That doesn't really have the same feel that it would last year, a year ago, if they were playing J.J. McCarthy and company and Blake Corum. So I'm going to go with Oregon. They are the number 1 team in the nation. They will take care of business.
I'm going to double down on that. And I know G and I have been agreeing a lot tonight.
It's weird.
Which is abnormal. But I can't shy away from the fact that Oregon's got too much speed on the outside. I mean, I think they're playing phenomenal football. And we will see. Oregon's going to get got this season. It's not going to happen this week. Give me Oregon.
Where do they get got then? I mean, they've got Michigan, Maryland, Wisconsin, and Washington. Where do they get got? This could be the spot they get got.
This looks like the best spot on their schedule to get got.
Otherwise, they're going undefeated.
I don't believe in Dan Lanning for a second, y'all. I'm sorry.
I love Dan Lanning.
I'm sorry. I just don't believe in him, bro.
You don't believe in Dan Lanning?
Not for a second. I don't. I don't see what everybody else
My
sees.
dog. That's my dog.
Oh, Kirby was the guy.
Well, Dan Lanning was the DC for Kirby.
Yeah, no, Dan Lanning, he's a dog for sure. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I respect it. But, man, if I can tell you anything.
I love you, though.
I love you.
If you trust me on anything, you trust me on telling you how that program at Georgia's run, right? You would expect that.
Of course,
because I'm obsessed.
Of course.
So if you're going to trust me on anything, you got to trust me on how a program that is from the tree is also going to be run. Boy, there ain't nothing in that building that says number 1 on it. There ain't no doubt in my mind.
Wow, what a Matt Stafford move to Cooper Kupp. Y'all have to watch this evading of a pass rush. This looked like
prime Stafford, baby.
2014 Matt Stafford.
This is a prime game for Vegas.
Sorry, I just got.
No, you're good. Prime. Hey, we appreciate prime Stafford around here. We appreciate prime Stafford around here.
Brian Flores called it up beautifully. What a spinny.
Oh, look at oh my, look at it.
And
they said he's too old. They said his back's broken. Boy, Stafford out here dealing.
He's a Hall of Famer. He's better than Matt Ryan.
Preach, brother. Preach. I mean, I'm with it. Listen. You're not gonna catch any flag from me. Anyways,
I just don't want to catch eyes with Miggy right now.
Yeah, I feel you. He's not even. Anyways, back to the Oregon Ducks.
I'm just messing with you, dog.
Man, this feels.
I don't know how to push those buttons.
Go ahead, Jay.
This feels like a game that Dan Lanning is praying for. Yeah. You just got ranked number 1. You're playing a hot team in Illinois that just beat Michigan. You got them at home. This feels like a game where Dan Lanning's like, we haven't done anything. We haven't proved anything. Boys, the whole season is still ahead of us, and it starts right here. Ducks are going to roll, man. Illinois, they look good, but they can't handle that speed. They don't know what to do with Tez Johnson. They don't know what to do with Evan Stewart. They don't know what to do with Dylan Gabriel and the boys. Give me the Ducks, man. Rolling. over the Fighting Illini.
I respect it. And I respect your take about Matt Stafford. I do. That's your opinion. I'm a fan, but
He's not, from a pure quarterback standpoint, like.
Matt Stafford wins, bro.
Yeah.
I know he
Did
was
you
in
say
Detroit.
Matt Stafford wins?
He was in Detroit.
No, like talent-wise, like he's better than Matt Ryan. But like Matt Ryan's like just better at football, I think. Like
Is he?
The perfect comp for these guys is like oh my gosh.
Matt was like Stafford was relegated to the depths that is Detroit.
Here we go. Shady McCoy and Le'Veon Bell. That is the perfect comp. Both of them elite, both of them great, and it's truly a coin flip. They both are just legends in their own right.
Stafford's got the Super Bowl, and Matt Ryan has the MVP.
But he should have a Super Bowl.
He should, but you got to finish.
Got to finish.
You got to finish.
Stafford, a 2-time Pro Bowler. Ryan, a 4-time Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan, an all-time or one-time All-Pro. Stafford's never had that. So like Matt Ryan is better at football, but Matt Stafford's a better thrower of the football.
Is Matt Ryan better at football, or did he go to a better franchise?
How good were the Falcons of a franchise?
When they started, their quarterback was arrested and put in jail.
Were they better? Okay, at the state when Matt Ryan took over the Falcons,
they had a better.
Were they better than the Lions as a franchise?
Yes,
you did have Roddy White, so yeah.
Yeah,
Roddy and Tony Gonzalez shortly after that. You had
Julio
shortly after that.
I know Stafford had Megatron. I get it.
But that's really all he had.
That's all he had.
That's all.
And he saw Aaron Rodgers a lot.
You know what he's got from Detroit? About 12 screws in his back.
Yeah. And his fingers don't look the same.
But he tried real hard.
Yeah. I wish he got traded earlier in his career so we could have saw prime Matt Stafford.
He did get Detroit to a playoff.
Like Matt Stafford with like a Des Bryant down there in Dallas.
Oh,
I would have loved to see that.
Yep.
It's my boy.
Getting back to college.
He got Detroit to the playoffs 3 times, actually. I'm sorry.
Oh, shout out to Matt. I didn't know that.
Brother.
Lost every single time, but like he balled.
But still, dude.
He balled. In the first one in 2011, I think it was against the Saints. 380 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. Next one in 2014, I think it was against the Cowboys, 323, a touchdown and a pick. And then the last one, not great, 205 yards, no touchdowns, no picks.
He just needed the right team and the right coach. Stafford's a GOAT.
The GOAT?
No, a GOAT. Not the GOAT. I mean, Tom's the GOAT.
He's the winningest quarterback of all time.
But Stafford's up there.
I mean, Pitt is
Honda McCord has thrown his 3rd pick 6 of the game.
Jeez,
4th overall.
Our boy Corey Belazzi
it's
is
rough
loving
out
life
here
right now. Attaboy, Corey.
This is
the boy's just not seeing it. It's ugly for Syracuse right now.
Trying to console him.
Shout out to the Orange. We feel bad. It's ugly right now. So.
All right. So are you going Illinois or are you taking Oregon?
I'm rolling with the Ducks, baby.
You're going to Oregon?
I'm all in on Oregon.
All right. So we're all Oregon. Hit me with the next one, Jay.
All right, boys. The next game is a team that needs to get off the mat versus a team that was severely overhyped going into the season. The Missouri Tigers are rolling on down to Tuscaloosa to take on the Alabama Crimson Tide, who are just looking for some kind of consistency this weekend. What we thinking, boys?
Is Brady Cook playing?
Brady Cook is doubtful. Last I saw, he was doubtful for this game.
That changes everything. I'm taking the Crimson Tide. I think that we talked about this a little bit on Hits 96, but you're looking at 2 of the 3 best receivers in football on the same football field, and Luther Bird and Ryan Williams. This is going to be a shootout. No defense is going to be played. I just think Jalen Milroe finds it. He has looked really bad here the last 3 weeks of football. I think he finds it, and I think he's able to make more plays. And ultimately, I think Ryan Williams is going to find the end zone multiple times in an Alabama victory. That's just me.
I'm going to roll with you. I think Bama wins this game. And I think for the first time, Bama wins a game kind of big, especially if Brady Cook's not playing. As much as I love Luther Burden, and I think he's incredible, I don't exactly feel comfortable in Missouri's backup quarterback situation. So give me Alabama. Give me Jalen Milroe to finally find it this week. A get up off the mat game for Bama. Ryan Williams to finally show up after he's kind of been what feels like a ghost the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And the Bama defense to just kind of eat Missouri alive and further solidify that Missouri should have never been a top 10 team.
Oh, they'll be
going into the
unranked
season.
once they drop this game.
Yeah.
G, how you feeling?
Well, I mean, I'm with you guys. I second it. Drew, I was just looking at the backup quarterback for Mizzou, Drew Pine. And I hate to do this to my fellow Connecticut boy. This man is from New Canaan, Connecticut, not too far from my hometown of Sandy Hook, Connecticut. This man has been in college for 5 years now. This is his 5th year, and he's a sophomore.
Say like a redshirt sophomore? Or?
I mean, probably, but it just says sophomore. But he started his career at Notre Dame in 2020, obviously COVID, and then 21, 22. Played a bunch in 22, actually had 254 attempts, had 22 touchdowns to just 6 interceptions, so he wasn't bad.
Oh.
Arizona State last year, I can only imagine he either got hurt or got benched. I don't know. And now he's been at Mizzou this year and really hasn't played much behind Brady Cook, and maybe that they're hoping that he'll be the guy behind Brady Cook once Brady Cook finally leaves.
I don't remember him at Notre Dame.
I don't either. Do you remember him at Notre Dame?
Do I remember Drew Pine?
Yeah.
At Arizona State, briefly, yeah. He played a little bit at Notre Dame.
He had his most success at Notre Dame in 2022.
He was serviceable, but
I mean, over 2,000 yards, 22 touchdowns, and only 6 picks. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's decent.
Very decent.
But it's not going to matter on Saturday because Alabama and the Crimson Tide are going to roll Tide, baby, after they got embarrassed at Neyland Stadium on Saturday. Smoke them if you got them. The Tide are going to shake back, and Caleb DeBoer is going to lay down the hammer along with the rest of that offense. They're going to win big over Mizzou. Sweep it out.
So we're all on the Tide. Well,
all on the Tide, all on the Ducks.
I'm never
not surprised.
Well, I'm going to say,
boys,
those words.
What's that?
I'm never going to say RTR or whatever they say down there.
Yeah, I got you. I feel it.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Yeah.
Our next game is actually the home of College Game Day this weekend in what we all expected to be the game for game day weekend. Washington is going to Indiana. Tell me who saw that coming.
Not me.
Not I.
Never in a million years. An interesting angle I want to get y'all's opinion on. So Curtis Rourke is out for Indiana. You boys happen to know who's starting at quarterback for Indiana?
He's a Vol for life. I know that.
He is. Boy's name is Taven Jackson.
Yes, sir.
Was originally committed to Tennessee, went to Tennessee, and transferred to Indiana.
Taven Jackson?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
He was good. Wasn't he a 4-star?
He was dynamic.
He would have been the guy if Nico didn't.
If Nico did not show up, he would be our quarterback.
Okay. Indiana, baby. Shout out my boy Ryan in the chat. So Taven Jackson's going to take over for Curtis Rourke. This is probably the best passing attack that Indiana has seen up to this point with Will Rogers in Washington. Do we think they have a chance? Do we think that Will Rogers and them can get going right and score with Indiana with a backup quarterback? I'll give you this before you answer. Keep in mind, this is a Washington team that gave up 40 points. Count them, 40 to Iowa. The Iowa Hawkeyes.
Yeah, man, I'm going to keep it short. Indiana's going to roll this team. Absolutely. Indiana, to me, is going to lose one ball game, and they're going to be undefeated heading into Ohio State. Give me Indiana.
I'm going to take Indiana as well, even with Taven Jackson starting. I think he is a good talent. He's just needed kind of an opportunity, and he's going to get an opportunity now with a really good football team. What's the Kurt Cignetti is the head coach there in Indiana, correct?
Kurt Cignetti.
Yep, I love
yeah.
Kurt Cignetti. Big Kurt Cignetti fan. Taven Jackson's going to do some good things in this game. But Washington's going to find a way, I believe, to keep it close with Will Rogers. I know what you're saying about Iowa, and I saw that game too. I could not believe that Iowa put up 40 points in a football game. I thought maybe they were combining their last 3 game scores into one. I didn't know what was happening. I thought there might have been a glitch on the screen. But right now it's spread 6.5 only on this game. So Vegas believes this game is going to be close, and I do believe this game is going to be within I'm going to say within 10 points. But Indiana will find a way to win at home.
I'm kind of with you. I think this will probably be one of the closer games that Indiana plays. I'd be more inclined to, or I would feel better about Washington had Curtis Rourke gone out maybe in the midst of this game, or maybe like today, and they had to throw Taven Jackson in there on a Friday, and be like, hey, kid, you're starting. But they've had a full week. Taven Jackson played a little bit last week. The game was already over. It was already out of reach for Nebraska. But he got some time. He got some live reps.
And he had 2 touchdowns. He went 7 for 8 with 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, so give me Indiana. I think they're gonna kind of roll here with Taven Jackson. So Washington's best win. Washington's best win is Michigan.
Gross.
And Michigan, from what we have found out, is not a good football team.
No.
They are basically starting a revolving door running at quarterback.
Yeah.
So it's not looking good for Washington. So yeah, I'm with you, Ryan, and you're with us, all the boys. We are rolling with Indiana to win. That being said, guys, Michigan, who's dookie they are.
This is the one we may disagree on a little bit.
This is
the game.
I think going away, this is the best game of the weekend.
Yeah.
It's the night game. I'm surprised it's not the game day game because I feel like it's going to be a better game. Baton Rouge, the boys and the Tigers are taking a trip down to Texas A&M to play Mike Elko and the hot Texas A&M Aggies. What's our initial thoughts, boys? How are we feeling? What are we gauging as far as Texas A&M and LSU? With Texas A&M wearing all black jerseys and LSU wearing all white jerseys, and what is definitely an all-time uniform matchup.
You said this is the uni game of the week, right? For sure.
Yeah.
I look at this game and I'm scratching my head because I don't know. I really don't know. I think if I had to decide right now, give me Texas A&M because LSU is still due for a game to just not play well. And I know, Jay, we talked about this off camera. USC was that game? I don't think so. I think they still are due a game where they just don't show up. And Kyle Field's extremely hard to play in. Give me the Texas A&M Aggies. Shout out to my man, Johnny Manziel.
I know Kyle Field's a tough place to play. I do. I get it. Mike Elko, it seems like he's revived this program incredibly fast after
Jimbo Fisher.
Jimbo Fisher was there. That's right. It almost feels too fast, and it feels like, man, we didn't expect to be here. And LSU with Brian Kelly, as much as I don't believe in him as one of the elite college football coaches, he's still a good football coach, good college football coach. I really like what LSU has been able to do the last couple of weeks. They won a big game against Ole Miss. They just beat up on Arkansas, which in Arkansas, we saw Tennessee struggle there. LSU's riding high. We're talking about vibes and things like that. This is a nice – oh, boy. This guy's – hey, sir, can you move out the camera? Thank you. You're just in the way of the camera a little bit. You're good. Yeah, as well as Texas A&M has played, LSU is just more primed to be in this spot right now. Grant Nussmeier's played better than Connor Wegman. Caden Durham's coming on strong as a freshman running back. And the way this defense has played without Harold Perkins has been inspiring. So, with that being said, I'm picking the LSU Tigers to go on the road and get a nice road victory and stay atop, surprisingly, of the SEC.
Yeah, it's not something we expected coming into the season. Was this
Didn't have that on my bingo card.
LSU going to Texas A&M for sole possession of first place in the SEC? I mean,
Middle
whoever
of the
had that on their bingo card, let me in on a little bit of your gambling luck there. I'd like to know. But man, looking at this game, what it came down to me for is what version of Connor Wegman are we going to get? Are we going to get the Missouri version of Connor Wegman, or are we going to get the Mississippi State version of Connor Wegman? Last week, man, 15 for 25, 217 yards, only 60% completion, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. I mean, that'll get the job done against a rebuilding Mississippi State. But to play against a hot LSU team who, like you said, and something that I don't think anybody expected, the defense looks better with Harold Perkins off the field. Did not see that coming. Whit Weeks, man, my boy Whit Weeks is an absolute animal. He is playing lights out right now. I'm rolling with LSU, man. I think when it comes down to consistency, I trust a little bit more in Garrett Nussmeier to be able to get his than Connor Wegman to get his. I know it's Kyle Field at night. It just feels a little too gimmicky with the blackout jerseys and the Aggies getting up too much for this game. I think LSU is going to go in and handle business. So I'm going to roll with the Tigers, and I'm going to roll with surprisingly Brian Kelly to get a big win this weekend, and LSU to take sole possession of first place in the SEC.
So LSU, can they make the SEC championship game? Is that real?
Yes, with the way that Bama's looked and the fact that they get Bama at home, they most certainly can. If they manage to beat Texas A&M this weekend, they'll have a bye week, and then they'll play Alabama. Then their last 3 games are at Florida, Vanderbilt at home, and Oklahoma at home.
They might sneak into the SEC title game.
They could very well sneak their way into the SEC title game if they manage to win. They got 2 big weeks coming up in the next 3 weeks. So I just got to see how they handle business.
Yeah. Now, Joseph, remind me, as well as our listeners, it's not East and West anymore. So
nope. It's the best 2 teams. There are no divisions.
So an LSU and an Alabama could go, technically?
Technically, yes. LSU and Alabama could, in another year, yeah. I think Alabama at this point is probably done.
So Georgia and Tennessee could play twice.
Yeah, theoretically, yes. Yeah, in a given year, 2 teams in the SEC could and are probably more than likely going to play twice, if I had to guess.
Wow. Playing Georgia twice? I'd love it. I mean,
it would mean we're in the SEC title game, so yeah, exactly. I would love it too.
I'll be showing my tail down there in Atlanta. My home, city.
Yeah. You would? You'd be showing your tail?
Showing my tail.
Does that mean, like, you'd be running around with your pants off?
No, just be having a great time. My colleagues and my friends.
Rock out with – never mind.
All right.
You know what's interesting? Speaking of, like, other matchups, because that's our core 4 for this week.
Yep.
And I don't think we need to go any further really into that. But another interesting game this week is Texas and Vanderbilt, surprisingly.
All of a sudden, that's a dangerous game.
Hosting Texas, coming off, obviously, a beatdown at the hands of your boys, the Georgia Bulldogs. The smile's still big on your face. And I found an interesting stat, horns down, pow, as always. Found an interesting stat about this game. Believe it or not, Vanderbilt is actually 8-3-1 against Texas all time.
Make it 9-3-1, man. Vandy in the door. I'm just kidding. I can't. No, listen, Vandy's great, and they're an awesome story. I love that Vandy's ranked this year. I love that they've looked good. But, man, Texas, this is a get-right game for Texas.
I hope Diego Pavia comes out and just crashes somebody else's party. But I'm with you. Look, it took a lot for them to win against Alabama. They're not that good of a team. They might be a top 25 team.
For sure.
But they're not an upper echelon SEC team yet. Clark Lee has taken some really nice steps to get the program where it is, reviving it. It used to be on life support when he first got there.
100%.
Now he's got a functioning human being. He's got a functioning program now.
They were there just for the check for a majority of their existence.
100%.
Guys, Vanderbilt should be undefeated right now, and they should be a top 15 team in college football. Their 2 losses are by a combined 7 points. That Mizzou loss was a fluke. The Georgia State loss was a fluke.
I think that win against Alabama was kind of flukish too.
They were.
It
Joseph's
was.
point.
I don't know if it was. I don't know if the win versus Bama. I wouldn't say it's fluky, but it was one of those games where it was like Vanderbilt played at the utmost of their ability for 4 quarters. What are the odds that we get that? Because throughout the season, you get 12 instances of a team. You get a different instance of a team every week. So Vanderbilt in that game against Bama, that was more than likely their ceiling. That was their, we cannot possibly, with the roster that we have and the offense that we run, play any better than we played this week. And there are things that, watching the tape, there are things that Bama left on the field and didn't do in that game that I don't think you're going to see from the likes of a Texas. So while I do love the Doors and I love the story and I love that they're ranked, and it's nice to see them finally be playing for more than just the SEC paycheck, it's going to be tough to see them do what they did again against Texas.
All I gotta say is Texas. I think Sark is going to have their minds right, but also I know that Vanderbilt is going to play with house money. They're playing 3 as a bird. Texas has expectations. Vanderbilt does not. They're happy to. This is the most wins they've had since the James Franklin era.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the rest of their schedule. Auburn, South Carolina, LSU, Tennessee. They could win 2 of those and have a nice 7-win season. We'll see. Only time will tell.
There's some other interesting games on the slate here this week. Penn State going to Wisconsin probably should be a defensive battle at a night game on NBC and Peacock. Should be a close game. Vegas has that kind of as a close game. And then number 22, SMU at Duke at 8 o'clock on the ACC network. SMU 6-1, Duke 6-1.
2 6-1 teams. Like, I'm confused on why.
Wow.
And we get the love for Vandy because they beat Bama 100%.
Yep.
But no ranked love for Duke being 6-1. I know the ACC is what the ACC is. I get it.
And
I get
who
it.
have they beaten that's comparable to Alabama?
Nobody. They haven't beaten anyone that's comparable to Alabama. I'll
Barely
give you
beat
that.
North Carolina
100%. They have not. They do not have a game that's even close to the Bama win.
They barely beat my UConn Huskies.
They did. They
barely.
did. And I'm not saying they should be ranked. I'm not saying, hey, I'm not, standing here waving the flag saying rank Duke, but just a little bit of love, maybe just one person who's like, I'm going to put Duke in my top 25.
They had the perfect opportunity to show me. Talked about Missouri earlier. That's the show me state. They want to be a pro homie. Well, I want you to show me. SMU as well as Miami back-to-back weeks. Let's see it.
Oof. Well, Duke, you had a good run, but 6-3 is coming in hot, baby. 6-3 is coming in real hot.
They did receive 2 votes, though.
Oh, I'll take it.
They received votes.
That's all I'm asking for.
So you guys should write on that board.
Tennessee's
That's
not
all I
playing
asked
this
And you
week,
should
though.
pick what teams you think are going to win.
I
Big Blue Nation. Is something on your shirt? What does that say? University of Kentucky?
Sucky.
There is a game I'm very interested in though, and you kind of touched on it a little bit. Penn State is on the road at Wisconsin. Penn State ranked the number 3 team in the nation. Are we buying Penn State as the number 3 team in the nation?
Not at all. James Franklin is not a good football coach, y'all.
Well,
He's
hang
a
on.
car salesman, bro.
Hang on. There's a fine line between not a good football coach and winning the games you're supposed to win and losing the games you're supposed to lose.
Y'all, we got to stop putting James Franklin on this pedestal of college football elite. He's not. He's just not.
He's gonna go. He's gonna make the playoff this year. They're
He
going.
should. They very well
They're
should.
going to go. What is it? 11-1. They'll
They
lose to Ohio State.
Yep.
But they should beat Wisconsin. They should beat Washington, Purdue, Minnesota, and Maryland. They should. They should win all of those games.
Yeah.
But you put James Franklin in the playoff or in the title game in the Big Ten. I mean, that's not gonna That's not going to be a good mixture. He usually doesn't win those games.
So if he has 2 losses, is he still getting to the playoff at large?
I think for me,
both to Ohio State. Let's just assume.
If you look, yeah.
But I don't think they're getting to the. I mean, it's going to be.
It'd be
Oregon should be.
If Ohio State makes the Big Ten title game,
they'll be facing Oregon.
They'll be
again.
more than likely facing Oregon.
Or Indiana.
Now, I was going to literally say, if Indiana, they have a strong chance. If they beat Ohio State, they're in the Big Ten title game.
Yeah.
That's unheard of.
Yeah.
So now the Big Ten would have 3 to 4 teams. Somebody in the SEC is getting left out. That's crazy, bro.
I know. Big Ten's more legit now.
Boys, here's the thing that I don't know if you guys are thinking about, but when it comes to Indiana, Oregon, and Penn State, there's a world where they're all undefeated.
Yeah.
At the end of the season, they're all 12-0, and we got to figure out who's going to the conference title game, because Indiana doesn't play Penn State or Oregon for the rest of the season. So if Penn State somehow manages to beat Ohio State and win out, and Oregon wins out, and Indiana wins out, you've got Indiana, Penn State, and Oregon all 12-0 in the Big Ten.
How do you do the tiebreaker?
I don't know what the Big Ten's. I know the SEC tweeted out their tiebreaker rules. I don't know what the Big Ten's tie. I mean, it's probably your number 2 tiebreaker is probably wins versus common opponents.
It's score differential.
So it's going to be
what it is.
How bad you beat other teams that you've played.
Yeah.
But that realm exists, and this is the problem we have.
All right,
with
you want the tiebreaker
Yeah, go
situations?
for it.
Okay. The tied teams will be compared based on head-to-head matchups during the regular season. That's obviously null and void. The tied teams will be compared based on record against all common conference opponents.
Okay.
That could be, but if they won,
that's null and void.
That's null and void if you all win, right?
Well, it at that point it comes down to score differential.
But it said record against all common and conference opponents. So the record is, again, null and void. The tied teams will be compared based on record against common opponents with the best conference and conference record and proceeding through the common conference opponents based on their order of finish within the conference standings. Does that really matter either?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't, because they would all beat.
Yeah.
Like we're assuming at this point, Ohio State would be the best team, and they would all have wins over Ohio State.
Yeah. The tied teams will be compared based on the best cumulative conference winning percentage. Doesn't matter. The representative will be chosen based on the highest ranking by Sports Source Analytics team rating score metric following the regular season.
So a power ranking.
Yep.
And at that point, it's going to be Penn State and Oregon. Now, I don't think we're going to get to that world, because I don't think Indiana's going to beat Ohio State, and I don't think Penn State's going to beat Ohio State. But I'm just letting you guys know that world exists, and that realm is a possibility.
It's also a world where there's 7, 6-2 SEC teams.
7, 10-2?
6-2 conference.
Oh, conference.
Yeah.
And 10-2 ultimate records?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
It's tweeted out.
I don't even know what the SEC is going to do at that point.
I don't know either. It's going to be crazy, guys.
It is going to be wild. But with that being said, we got to get young Malcolm out of here.
Yes, sir.
He's got to rock and roll.
Yes, sir.
Follow us all over social media at Chat It Up Sports. Get us wherever you get your podcasts. Again, follow, like, subscribe. 5 stars, nothing less. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell their parents and mom and sisters and daughters and brothers and cousins and all the aunts and uncles and everything. The holidays are coming up. Again, Halloween, next week, which is incredibly fun. So, yeah, just follow us all over. Give us, the rating is huge. If you all want to just take 2 minutes.
Take your phone.
Go to Spotify, Apple Music, whatever it is. Hit the 5 stars.
Boom.
Follow, subscribe, the whole
That's
thing. YouTube would be fantastic. If y'all want to just hit that subscribe button, smash it. That would be great. We love y'all. We're hoping to do more social media content. Miggy's got some really good content from our Tennessee trip that's going to be coming out here in the near future.
Cooking up as we speak.
I cannot wait for that. That's going to be awesome. For Joseph Guthrie, the producer, a.k.a. on-air host and college football guru, 1-7, my brother, Malcolm Harris.
12, the quarterback, of course.
Greg Launard.
Yes.
We will see you Probably on Monday. I don't know if we're going to have time to do a show on Saturday night, but we might. We might surprise you. All you have to do, again, is subscribe and follow along for you to find out. We love y'all. Be nice to somebody. It could change their life today. Have a great rest of the week and a great weekend. We will see you soon.